Well, the tennis media was not impressed with Rafa Nadal's first match of the year against Richard Gasquet in Kuyong. But your humble GOAT host, me, Matt Bradshaw, disagrees. In fact, for you Rafa fans out there, you'll be happy to know that I'm feeling pretty optimistic about Rafa's chances at the Aussie Open. So today's episode is going to be all about Rafa Nadal. Let's get into it. Welcome to Coffee Break Tennis. I am your host, Matt Bradshaw. Coffee Break Tennis is the fastest growing, most widely watched, recognized, stylish, mysterious, intriguing tennis show in the world. Coffee Break Tennis is brought to you by Crunch Time Coaching, a tennis player's best friend, a tennis player's ultimate resource. Hey, if you play tennis, you want to get better at the sport, or maybe you're just starting and you're learning this wonderful game, go over to Crunch Time Coaching on YouTube, like it, subscribe to it, watch the videos, start growing your game today. So I'm going to start today's episode with a little highlight reel of Rafa and Kuyong. Let's just roll the tape and you guys see what I'm talking about here.
Oh. Oh.
So obviously, Rafa not looking his best in that highlight reel. He had good moments too, but I wanted to show you guys what the problem is, because that's all Tennis.com is talking about in this article I have here. Tennis.com, we go. Put it on the screen. Rusty Nadal struggles and lost to Gasquet in exhibition match. Nadal had particular trouble with his forehand on Tuesday, repeatedly misfiring into the net or spraying his shots several feet beyond the baseline. Then it takes a dark, ominous twist. Nadal's readiness for the first Grand Slam of the year had been in doubt after the top-ranked Spaniard pulled out of an exhibition in Abu Dhabi and a tournament in Brisbane. Nadal didn't appear to be hindered by the lingering right knee injury that forced him to withdraw, but his uneven performance will likely lead to other questions about his match form heading into the Australian Open. Of course, Rafa downplayed it in his press conference, saying, "If I'm not feeling good, probably I'll not be here. That is the good news." This is what I think, guys. And first, let me preface it by this. I've been playing tennis obsessively for the last 13 years, as much as I can. And in fact, I got certified with a PTR. That's why I work at Crunch Time Coaching. I'm a certified tennis instructor. Also a certified tennis performance trainer with the International Tennis Performance Association. And I have dealt with a lot of knee pain. And a lot of that is because I've actually, in years past, I love to eat. I won't lie. And sometimes I've been playing a lot of tennis very regularly and carrying a little too much belly weight, and that puts a lot of extra strain on the knees. But it doesn't matter why I've had knee pain. Trust me, I've had tennis-related knee pain. I've had to take breaks from tennis because of knee pain, and I know how scary it is to feel the knee pain start. Sometimes you're playing and you feel it for just a little, and then it goes away. So trust me when I say Rafa is definitely out there a little nervous thinking, what if the knee pain comes back? And that's the thing about these injuries. They're very mental. Once your body's ready to play tennis again, like Roger's back at the US Open, you know, Roger was playing a pretty high level. He was moving pretty well considering he just spent no time playing. That's another thing I'm going to get into too. You don't get to practice when you're recovering from an injury like this. But you don't have the full confidence to go 100% on your body because in the back of your mind, it's always there, at least for a while. You're thinking, what if I re-aggravate the injury? And what if I have to spend another couple months sitting on my arse doing nothing to improve my tennis game? Because that's the bottom line. Look, Rafa has not been playing tennis. He's been resting his knee. He's been recovering the knee. He's not running sprints. He's not getting faster, working on his endurance, and he's not hitting balls. He's not fine-tuning the timing on his stroke. But guess what? Everyone that Rafa has to beat if he wants to win the Australian Open, or just about everyone, they have been practicing. They have been working on their fitness. So it's a major disadvantage even for someone as great as Roger or Rafa. Let's show a little more of the highlights from the match. Some good stuff from Rafa. Rafa was down 3-0 in that second set against Gasquet. He ends up losing 7-5. This tells me that Rafa's going to be okay as long as the injury does not get re-aggravated. That's the key here. But if the injury does not get re-aggravated, and I have a feeling he'll probably be able to get through the Australian Open, if it doesn't get re-aggravated, we're going to see it's kind of a role reversal. Remember at the US Open, Federer's the favorite, but everyone knows Federer hasn't been playing because he's been letting his back rest. So we had a not quite 100% Federer going through the US Open draw with all of us Fed heads crossing our fingers, hoping that Roger, on the days in between his matches, is going to go to sleep 12 hours, and totally recover and be 100% in time to play Rafa in the semifinals. So we might see something like that at the Aussie Open. And it's good news for Fed heads. Look, I make this show for all tennis fans. I love tennis. But I'm not going to hide it. I get giddy like a schoolgirl at the prospect of Roger winning more majors. In 1 and 2 seeds, Roger and Rafa, this plays right into Roger's hand. Good news for the Fed heads. I think he's going to find the rhythm. He's going to be able to handle the early rounds. And if he manages to get to a final, it's possible. He can do it again. It'll be really hard. We saw how Roger almost got to that semi to meet Rafa. Couldn't get past Del Potro. It's going to be really hard, just like that. Now, here's a big thing. Rafa's 5 years younger than Roger, so I think Rafa actually will heal faster. But who knows? They're different people, different bodies. I think Rafa has a real chance still to fight his way to a final. And if Roger's there waiting, I'm sorry, but this is just perfect for Roger because the knee is going to be sore, the body's going to be sore, everything's going to be pretty worn down for Rafa, who hasn't been training or playing much tennis. So if he manages to fight his way to the final on a court, as we've been assured by the tournament director at the Australian Open, Craig Smiley-Tiley, is just as fast as last year where Roger beat Rafa in 5. I think Roger, especially if he can get through to the finals with a lot of straight sets wins in the early rounds in particular, Roger has an easy match against Rafa if they meet in the finals because of all these factors. So hey guys, comment below before I tell you the next video. Comment below, what do you guys think about this theory that Rafa still can fight his way to the finals, but he will be compromised against a Roger Federer in the finals? Very curious if you guys think I'm onto something with that theory. And also, I got more videos for you guys. So it's a happy day. We got a lot of tennis videos today. Click right here if you want to see my video all about Juan Martín Del Potro. I had to make one after you guys said stuff about him in the last video in the comment section. Click right here if you want to see my video about the curious case of Nick Kyrgios. And click right here to see a full episode of Thanks for watching Coffee Break Tennis, guys. I'll see you in the next video.